hi, my name is Ditshego Ditshego. I also go by the name Fudge and Fairy Bum Giggles. Long story, don't ask. And I am a happy, healthy, not perfect transgender woman. I've always identified as gay. I've never been in the closet. There's literally pictures of me 3 years old with nail polish, fleeking non-existent weave, and like living my best life. Last year, I had the great opportunity to go to the States to complete my master's degree. Yes, trans women can also be very educated. And it was in living in the States where I had no filter, I had no one to answer to, I had no one to hide from, I had no boundaries, and I had nothing hindering me, that I actually came to the realization that I am a transgender woman. I've always thought for the longest time that I'm just a really feminine gay guy, like I'm that gay, like I'm extra, you know. Hello. But I never thought of myself as transgender. And then I got to America and everyone just kept asking me what phase of transition I was in. You know, I didn't identify as transgender until I was in America, and all I wanted to do was be a woman. And I lived as a woman. I wore my heels, I wore my dresses every day, and I came to the realization that this is what and who I am. Transgender rights today are where gay rights were 26 years ago, you know. So it's also a thing of, I've had conversations with transgender women who've said, isn't it better that we just identify as gay because the gay movement is like so much more progressive? You know, the gay train is a lot faster, it's a lot more ahead, and there's still so much work for transgender people. And my response is always that the gays who did it back then, we have to be the trans doing it now. I wasn't born in the wrong body. In fact, I think I have a pretty banging body. And I wasn't born in the wrong body. The only mistake that happened was that I was born and the society that I live in looked at what was in between my legs and diagnosed me. This one thing between my legs will determine what clothes I wear, what toilets I will use, what universities I will be allowed into, what car I drive, what hairstyles I may rock, and like all because of this one thing in between my legs. So I feel like that's also one of the things we have to change, and that's going to take a long while. It's not to say that I don't have challenges. I do. I have a lot of challenges, and every day it's almost like a thing where you have to remind yourself that listen, I'm doing this because this is who I am, and I need to affirm who I am. I want to elevate my position, not just for the salary, but yeah, the salary counts, but also because representation is everything. And it's the reason why I love the Real Housewives of Atlanta more than all the other housewives, because they are black women who are rich and they come from nothing, you know. And I watch it because I see so much of myself in them and their drama, and I feel like people need to see people like us. The society needs to have people like us in high prominent places, so that young transgender boys and girls can look at us and say, if she can do it, so can I, because I am her, she is me, you know. Representation is important. You know, not everyone is an activism, and not everyone is supposed to be an activist. Some people just want to live their lives, and in some cases, that is activism in itself. You know, sometimes living your truth is sending a very powerful message to people. I'd like to leave the world a better place than I found it, and I might not have, the changes I want may not have happened by the time I leave this world, but I'd like to believe that I played a role in advancing the betterment of the transgender community. I would like to say that there is nothing wrong with you. You are not crazy, you are not delusional, you are not losing it. Although you live in a world that will remind you of that will tell you that, and then after telling you, constantly remind you of that. There's nothing wrong with you, and your feelings are valid, your thoughts are legitimate, and you matter. You fucking matter. We fucking matter.